Hey everybody, welcome back to lesson 3 of Life After Narcissism, and I want to talk to you this week about protecting yourself from narcissists that are maybe in your life right now or that may come into your life in the future. And I give you 8 steps in the PDF for this lesson, but I really want to talk to you very quickly about boundaries. It's so important that you know how to establish boundaries, and in a very quick way, I want to kind of go over that with you. First of all, I want you to identify the season of life that you're in. If you're in a building season, so you're out, you have the foundations laid for a bunch of different things and you're now building on top of those things. If you're in a rebuilding season, meaning you had stuff already established, but now you have to rebuild. If you're in a waiting season, whatever season you're in, you've got to identify it. Why? Because your boundaries should correspond to the season of life that you're in. So, for example, for when I first got out of a relationship with a narcissist, I really took account of who was in my life. I had to cut ties with a lot of people who were sort of indifferent to what I was going through, who I knew were not going to help me recover, who I knew were not going to help me rebuild my life. And I just really needed to not have those type of people in my life at that time. I had no capacity for it. I really needed people who were going to only speak truth into me, who were only going to help me rebuild, and who had God's heart for me in that season. And so sometimes you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to just say, I cannot have any kind of association with you during this season of my life, maybe in the next season, and just allow yourself some space to really get in touch with who you are so that you can start to root your identity further and further in God. When your identity is not rooted, then it's easy for other people to come in and tell you who you are, which is exactly what a narcissist wants to do. He wants to tell you you're stupid. He wants to tell you you're nothing without him. He wants to tell you exactly who you are, where you're going in life, and that it all revolves around him. But when I'm rooted in my identity, I know that I have intrinsic value. I know that I don't need somebody else to come in and tell me who I am or what I need to do, because God is telling me that, because I'm connected to the exact source from which my identity came. And so when you think about your season, boundaries are very important for that, so that you can rebuild, so that you can really become who you were supposed to be from the very beginning, that you were thought of, even in heaven. So know your season of life when you're setting up boundaries, know the kind of people that you need to be around for this kind of season, and then take appropriate actions. And a lot of times I have clients who say to me, yeah, but the narcissist, he just keeps coming back. And, yes, narcissists are going to do that. They are doing what narcissists do. Don't get angry because the narcissist is just doing what he does. You need to take control of that situation. So whatever that means for you, if that's filing a restraining order and doing legal actions, do it. If that is changing your phone number, do it. Whatever it is that's going to bring you peace, that you feel is going to give you the closure from him that you need, do it. Because you can block him on all social medias. Yes, he can make another profile and try to contact you, and if he continues to do that, that's harassment. Take legal action. You have legal rights. And sometimes these things happen simply because the narcissist is counting on you to be too weak to implement what's already yours. Those rights are already yours. Sometimes you have to go and enforce them, and the narcissist is counting on you to keep giving up your rights to him, and to allow him and to give him the benefit of the doubt, as we like to say. So be aware of what you have. You have a lot more power. You have a lot more ability to protect yourself, to defend yourself, than what you think you do. So really take a look and see what is available to you, what you need to do, what you feel comfortable with doing, and then go ahead and go do those things so that you can get the space again that you need to recover. I do really quickly also want to talk very quickly about gaslighting, which is that great way for the narcissist to maintain control over people and to further manipulate situations. So gaslighting basically means that the narcissist does something, and then you confront him or you tell somebody else about what he did, and then the narcissist makes it seem so unbelievable that that could be possible. He denies it. He's got all of these reasonings even for why that's not possible, and he makes you believe that it's not true and that you are making this all up. It's very important, again, that you have an identity, so that you can, you're not working against yourself. You're not saying, well, I'm remembering this, but he's saying this, like, which one should I believe? One of the things that I did, I journaled everything. I wrote every single thing down. That way I would never be, I would never come into agreement with something that I knew wasn't true when he was trying to use this technique. So be aware of these things that you can do right now to start shaping, again, your inner world and taking back the control. Be aware of the kind of things that the narcissist is going to do. The Bible says that we are not ignorant of the devil's schemes. Remember, the devil was the first narcissist. So you need to be aware of the things such as gaslighting, such as what is a trauma bond, what is egoism. You need to be aware of the things that can come that are the products of being in a relationship with a narcissist, because when you are aware of that, you can identify that in yourself and you can just fix it. You can work through the stages to get healing from that, and not only for your own self, but to make better decisions in the future that won't affect your children and the rest of your bloodline. And so I really want to encourage you to, take whatever steps are necessary right now to identify what's going on in you, and getting people that you can trust around you, so that you can really say to them, like, is this what you think is happening with me, or do you think that this was evident in my situation? I had to do this a lot because there was many times where I said, well, I just wrote that behavior off to this situation, when really it was a carefully planned tactic by the narcissist to keep me into that situation, to keep me in that cycle, to keep me under his control, and to manipulate even the people that were around me and closest to me. So I really want you to know about boundaries. I really want you to take a look and see where there might be breaches in your boundaries, where you need to kind of work on setting those up. Lots of people are people pleasers. Lots of people who end up with narcissists are unfortunately empaths, so they feel what other people feel. And all of these things are great as long as they work for you, not against you. Don't allow your own self to work against you. So take a look at your boundaries this week, and take a look and see what kinds of things need to change in terms of boundaries, in terms of people that are around you. And as you work through the exercises and reflections at the end of this lesson, keep those things in mind and really start making a plan for your own life, for your own situation, so that you can start gaining back the control that was taken from you, so that you can start creating the life that you were meant to live. All right, that concludes this lesson. I'll see you in the next one.